Hello and welcome to Learn with Hema's class. My dear students, my today's video is on class 9 ICSE board from Treasure Chest textbook poem number 3 I Remember by Thomas Hood. In this video I shall be providing you with the question and answers of the same I remember along with the MCQs provided in Evergreen Workbook. Before going ahead, a small request like every time I make, that is, if you are not a subscriber to my channel, please do like and subscribe my channel and share it with your friends. So let's move quickly with the MCQs of the workbook, which is on page number 36 of your book. Let's see question number 1. What is the rhyme scheme used in each stanza of the poem? Options are A B, B, C, D, E, F, E, B, A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E, C, A, B, C, B, B, D, E, F, and D option, A, B, C, B, D, F, E, E. So the correct answer is option number B, that is A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E. Second question, he never came a wink too soon. What does he refer to here? The options are A, the moon, B, the poet's father, C, the sun, D, the poet's brother. So the correct answer is option C, the sun. Third question, which of these statements is not true? That means we have to find out a statement which is false. A, the poet feels miserable as a grown-up man. B, the poet laments the loss of childhood innocence. C, the poet wishes that he had died in the childhood. And D, the poet wishes to die now. So the correct option is D, the poet wishes to die now. Fourth question, what kind of tree was planted by the poet's brother? A, fir tree, B, laburnum, C, rose, D, oak. The correct answer is option B, laburnum. Fifth question, and thought the air must rush as fresh to swallows on the wing. Which figure of speech is used in these lines? Option A is simile, option B metaphor, option C irony, option D oxymoron. So the correct answer is option A simile. Next is sixth question. Select the option that correctly displays the traits of the poet's state of mind as an adult now. 1. Gloomy, 2. Happy, 3. Bored, 4. Excited, 5. Thrilled, and 6. Exhausted. So out of these, the traits which are displayed by the poet, that is, they are gloomy, bored and exhausted. That is 1, 3 and 6. So the correct option out of A, B, C, D is C, 1, 3 and 6. Seventh question, what is the main idea conveyed by the poem? A, the adulthood is a period of gloom and restlessness. B, that childhood is the best period in man's life. C, that one must recall one's childhood, and D, that childhood memories play an important role in man's life. The correct option is B, that childhood is the best period in man's life. Eighth question, that is so heavy now. What does heavy refer to here? A, the poet's spirit now, B, the swing, C, the poet's spirit in childhood, and D, the old days of childhood. So the correct option is A, the poet's spirits now. Ninth one, in the last stanza the poet refers to childish ignorance. How does he view it as an adult? A, sarcastically, B, positively, C, negatively, D, ironically. So the correct answer is B, positively. Which one of these in the poem is associated with the childhood freedom? A, the sun, B, swing, C, the flowers, D, the fir tree. The correct option is B, swing. So along with this, my MCQs are over now. So let's move forward with the question and answers. This is passage 1. I remember the house where I was born, the little window where the sun came peeping in at morn. He never came a wink too soon nor brought too long a day, but now I often wish the night had borne my breath away. So this is the passage, and here comes your first question and answer. In what mood does the poet recall his childhood and why? The poet recalls his childhood in nostalgic mood. He laments the loss of his childhood as he feels the childhood period is a blissful period without cares and worries, while the adulthood is full of stress and tension. Second question, how is the sun treated here? Which memory of the poet's childhood is associated with it? Answer, the sun is presented as a living being. The memory of the window of his house through which it, that is the sun, would peep and wake him up punctually is associated with it. Third question, what does the poet wish? Why? Answer, the poet wishes that he should have died in his childhood, as that would have prevented him from experiencing so much tension and stress of adulthood. Fourth one, what contrast of childhood and adulthood is made by the poet? Answer, the poet compares and contrasts the two periods of his life. His childhood was full of cheerfulness and freedom, while his adulthood is full of despair, tension and boredom. Fifth question, how does the poet view swinging in his childhood? Answer, the poet views swinging in his childhood an act of sheer ecstasy and freedom. The rush of air felt on his face was as fresh as it must have been to the flying swallows. Now this is passage 2. I remember the roses red and white, the violets and the lily cups, and where my brother sat, the laburnum on his birthday, the tree is living yet. What has the poet wished earlier in the context? Answer, the poet has wished that he should have died in his childhood, because that was the only time when he was absolutely happy and tension-free. Those flowers made of light. Explain this line. Flowers as seen by the poet in his childhood so bright and dazzling as if they were made of light itself. What is laburnum? What makes the poet excited about it? Laburnum is a small tree with hanging bunches of yellow flowers. A laburnum was planted by the poet's brother. The poet feels excited that laburnum was still alive. Fourth question. Childhood is a period of freedom. Which childhood image in the poem reminds you of this? Answer. The poet's thrill as he moved on a swing in his childhood reminds us of childhood being a period of freedom. Why does the poet refer to the fir tree tops later in the context? The poet refers to the fir tree tops because in childhood he used to think that these tree tops were very close to the sky. That childish ignorance he has lost at the cost of his so-called wisdom in his adulthood. This is passage 3. I remember where I was used to swing and thought the air must rush as fresh to swallows on the swing. My spirit flew in feathers then, and that is so heavy now, and summer pools could hardly cool the fever on my brow. First question, what did the poet's brother plant and when? What is so exciting about it? Answer, the poet's brother planted a laburnum on his birthday. That the plant was still living after many years was a matter of excitement to the poet. How would the poet feel as a child on a swing? On the swing, the poet as a child would feel ecstatic, thrilled and free. Elaborate the contrast between then childhood and now adulthood. In childhood, one is totally happy, excited, curious and free from all cares and worries. In adulthood, one is full of tensions, anxieties and apprehensions. In childhood, one is ignorant. In adulthood, one gains knowledge but loses cheerfulness and flights of fancy. Now here the spelling mistake is there. It's IG. Ignorant. IG is going to be there. Explain the last line here. So the last line, in adulthood, the poet's life is full of the fever of cares and worries which no cool waters in the summer pools can bring down. In other words, adulthood cares and worries are inevitable that cannot be done away with. Fifth question, does the poet want to escape from the present harsh realities? Why? Yes, the poet wants to escape from the present harsh realities because he always feels tense and worried. Last passage, passage 4, I remember, the fir trees dark and high, I used to think their slender tops were close against the sky. It was a childish ignorance, but now it is little joy to know I am farther off from heaven than when I was a boy. Question 1. In what state of mind does the poet recall his childhood? What do you think has made him nostalgic? 1. The poet recalls his childhood in a sentimental and nostalgic state of mind. The cares and worries of adulthood has made him nostalgic about his childhood when life was quite cheerful and carefree. What was the childhood viewpoint about the fir trees? The childhood viewpoint was that the tops of fir trees were so tall as to touch the sky. How does the poet view his adulthood wisdom as compared to his childhood ignorance? The poet views his adulthood wisdom no better than his childhood ignorance. With his so-called wisdom, he now finds himself more distant from the heaven than he was in his boyhood. Explain the last 2 lines of the extract. The poet finds little joy in the realization that now as a grown man he is more distant from God than he was as a boy. What rhyme scheme is employed by the poet here? The rhyme scheme used here is A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E. With here, I complete the question and answers of I Remember. Thank you for listening to me. Stay tuned for my next video. Bye-bye.